What about the Indian outsourcing giants? Think of Infosys, TCS, Wipro. What
Yeah,
happens there? If
I think they're just going to use AIs.
and what happens to all the people who are there? And if AIs are able to replicate,
They're not going to hire as many people going forward.
but the use case for an American company outsourcing to the Indian company to begin with was, if one were to assume cheaper cost of labor,
Yeah,
and now maybe an agent does
yeah.
what then what happens to these companies on the whole?
Certainly less, like they'll have to charge less. Some of it is actually based on like relationships. So like, I know these AIs can do some of these things, but I would still trust you guys to do it without any bugs or errors. And, like until AIs are at a point of reliability where you just have no arguments not to use them, I feel like humans will still trust other human businesses to do stuff for them, but they'll just push them to like, hey, like now that AIs can use this, why do you guys need like 3 months to get it done? Get it done faster. Like, why do you guys need to charge us this much? Charge us lower. I think they're going to push more on those shorter term trends rather than saying, hey, I don't think we need you guys anymore. Like, just
It's interesting that you say you guys. Now, at this point in life, do you view yourself as an American or an Indian?
no, I don't mean like you guys and the
Hmm. No, I
Infosys
don't mean it
guys.
in a bad way. I don't mean it
No,
in
no,
a
no.
bad
I
way.
think
We
let
live
me
here.
be clear.
We
I
live
don't
here and we
mean
live there.
yeah. So for the previous statement, I want to say it was simply between like what would the software vendor say to the software provider. I mean you
Ah.
guys in that sort of way. It could mean, by the way, there are companies like Infosys, smaller
Mhm.
scale, that do it in America too, where
Yeah.
like literally say somebody wants to move from Databricks to Snowflake, and AIs
Yeah.
cannot do the code translation. A human firm is actually doing that for them, right?
But as somebody who has never, like, I want to ask you like a favor at the end of all this, but as somebody who has never lived in the West, if you live there for long enough, does it become like, would one be conflicted in what you associate with?
I mean, you certainly change as a person. Like you're not the same person anymore. Obviously, you're having a different outlook towards life and the world in general. But you are like rooting obviously for India to succeed, and I don't see zero sum game between India and America actually. American businesses benefit a lot from Indian users. Indian businesses benefit a lot from American technology, and so there's certainly like a lot of positive sum games to be played here, and so I'm actually it's like one of those rare uh, combinations that end up behaving this way. Not every country in the world is like, super friendly or like non-competitive with America.
Yeah.
And India is like pretty lucky to be in this position.
With AI changing so many sectors, and it's kind of like replotting the map. Like, our crowd is fully entrepreneurship oriented, right? Like, wannabe entrepreneur crowd, all of us.
Yeah.
Is there a sector that has tailwinds amidst all this? Think anything. I could start a restaurant, I could start a steel company, I could start a SaaS business, I could start a t-shirt brand, I could start anything. Like,
Yeah.
is there a sector with tailwinds where I will be served well in attempting entrepreneurship in the next decade?
I think there's going to be a lot of personalized apps built. Like,
Can you elaborate?
right, right now, if you want an app to work for you, what do? Is you go and file like customer support bugs, or like you add them on Twitter and say, hey, this is not good. I want this. I want that. Like, and what the app developer usually does is like they have their own roadmap and they see the customer feedback. They look at the dominant feedback and then they try to prioritize that into their roadmap. But that feels inefficient. And in a world where AI can just write any software, I can build my own software. Like I can have my own kind of fitness app that'll work for my needs. It'll know what I don't like working, what I don't like doing, what kind of workouts I like, how I feel that day, and like I can program it to work for me. Same thing with health. Same thing with like tutoring. Like I can have my own personal tutor for any topic. Maybe I don't know anything about finance and maybe I want to get up to speed, and like I can tell it precisely. And I could try that with Perplexity or ChatGPT too, but then what if it doesn't actually tell it in the way I want, and I want to be able to build my own app for me? I think that layer is still not taken off, but it's certainly something that's waiting to happen, because as you can clearly see, software creation is getting a lot easier. So someone's going to be able to be that platform for deploying all these things in a secure way, and then people sharing apps that they have built for themselves with others, and like that's like some social layer around it too. And I don't think anyone's really cracked this, and this might be a huge market by itself. And I don't know how monetization is going to exactly work here. Is it like micro payments where if I use the app you created, I pay you? I don't know. Or is it going to be more traditional like ads where different people are advertising to each other? It's not clear. But what is clear is people are going to create a lot of personal stuff for them or the group of friends. Like imagine I just wanted an app to like split my payments with friends, right? Earlier you would go and use Splitwise, but what happened before Splitwise? You would do it all manually. Now I can just create a Splitwise app that's more custom, and I don't have to like be like, oh, Splitwise doesn't have this feature. What if I can just directly like, build like a better version of Venmo or like something like that, right? I think these are the kind of things that I feel even within businesses and enterprises, like if I want to track the vacations people are taking, someone else need to have built a vacation tracker SaaS app, and now it's not needed. I can just build it myself. So all this stuff is going to change a lot, and we're not yet there at this moment because there's still bugs, there's still things to fix. How do you deploy the app? Okay, Claude can write the code for you, but you have to actually deploy it. You have to actually be in charge of where the data is living, all that stuff. But someone's going to abstract all these details out for you. It's going to feel super seamless, and I think that's, in my opinion, this is the thing that will take off very quickly, but it's quite not there yet.